Hi, my name is Jamie, and this video is about astral projection and setbacks and just a little update about what is going on with me. um, I just wanted to share kind of what has been going on with me because I started to realize that there was some kind of light bulb moments that I was having with my own practice. And as you know from my previous videos, I've been working on getting back into the practice for the last couple months. And it's been an interesting journey in its own way, and so I just wanted to share a little bit about that in the hopes that it might help with your journey getting into astral projection as well. The biggest thing that was interesting and that has been interesting is this idea that, like, for the first month I just had it in my mind that it was going to look exactly like it did back in 2009 and 2010, like almost like I would just slip right back into it. It would look exactly the same, and not that it wouldn't be difficult, but that, you know, with all the setbacks and everything, of course, but that it would look the same, you know, that I would have the same practice, the same experience. And man, that is not the case at all. I mean, it makes sense now. I mean, I'm clearly not the same person. My energy level is very different. As you probably know, I have small children, and I think that can really zap your energy. And my hours have changed in terms of sleep, and I'm just a different person. And so I thought it was really interesting that all of a sudden I kind of realized, you know, it doesn't have to look the same, you know? It doesn't have to, you know, be me at, 6 a.m. laying on my back, waiting for the vibrations. It just doesn't have to be like that right now, and that's okay. And so I've made subtle shifts to what I do, and it's really made a huge difference. One of the greatest examples I can give right now, well, actually I have two, one is, I started wearing my watch that would vibrate every hour and doing reality checks, and it's almost like my body and brain said, no, like, you're done with that. Like, don't do that anymore. And I would do the reality checks, and it was like I was just so resistant to it. And it worked so well in the past. And so, I mean, I still wear my watch, but I certainly don't have this kind of like, discipline towards it. It's just more of like this kind of constant reminder. Yeah, and so that was interesting. The other one was, when I wake up in the morning and then go back to bed, I was laying on my back, but in all honesty, I was really struggling. I would simply go back to sleep. I was so tired. And so at a certain point, I thought to myself, laying on my back is not going to work. I'm just too tired, and I had a really hard time resisting the urge to just roll over and think to myself, oh, well, I'll just have a lucid dream. No, you need to stay on your back and stay alert. And so what I've switched gears doing now is that instead of that is I actually sit up at 5 a.m. I sit up, and for about a half an hour I meditate. And I'm not much of a meditator, but it's made a huge difference in terms of, I think just like having me just kind of relax and not be so hard on myself, to just kind of have this feeling of like, it's okay, like it is what it is, I don't need to lay there still like a plank. And I mean, I do that anyway, as well, but but most of the time I'm just kind of meditating and at like 5 a.m. and just letting go and really just kind of letting the process happen. It's almost like the more heavy-handed I got with my own practice, the worse it got. Like it wasn't working for me. And so it's been an interesting shift. And so I just wanted to share that with people out there that are working on their own practice, because I think it's really easy to hear other people's story and to assume that it's going to be like that for you, or that, certain techniques are the way to go. Just stay flexible. I've had some pretty remarkable experiences with my new system. I've had a handful of lucid dreams. I've had more waking state experiences, and just kind of more remarkable, kind of more almost psychic kind of moments in the morning. And I've hit the vibration stage technically once, but one time before that, I don't know if maybe I was just dreaming I was having the vibration stage. So anyways, that's that about setbacks. And I just want to say, I'm with you with the frustration. I really am. And just to stick with it and just to stay flexible and to try different things. And yeah, I think that that's always going to be a really healthy piece of advice for myself as well. The other thing just to touch on, I just wanted to mention just a little bit, was about fear. And it's funny because I look back on all of my experiences and it's almost like the dust has settled, and now I can really look back, and now it's like I can see it for what it was. I mean, and you know, for some people, I think out there, you know, you tell them that you think that you can travel to different dimensions, and like there's entities and beings that you can talk to, and guides, and you know, they kind of go, okay, you know, and they're just like not interested at all, you know, and it's kind of like, really, like you're not this is like blow my mind, and you're just gonna like, you know, go make your scrambled eggs. Like this doesn't, you know, it's just not for everybody. Like my husband is that way. He's just like, he believes it, but he's just kind of like, no, it's not for me. But then for others of us, it is for us. And I'm in that camp. And so once you've done it enough, I think you know what you're up to. And so a healthy dose of fear is always going to be a part of the process. And, you know, I don't have much to say more than that beyond just, for me, it's been just a matter of, you know, I feel the fear and I do it anyway. And so this has been a good thing for me to think about, and just to always be very cognizant of, you know, as you're moving forward. And then just the last thing I wanted to say was about discipline. I have my own problems with discipline. I know in my heart that if I go to bed past 11, I'm not going to have much success in any regard. And so, but do I stay up till midnight sometimes? Of course, you know, of course. And so, yeah, what else to say about it than that? And so I'm working on discipline as well. Yeah, so anyways, there you go. So, you know, advice moving forward, and this is coming from somebody that's literally back to square one, but just has a very healthy memory of what it was when she could do it regularly, is this feeling of like, do what's right for you. Don't let like other people's stories really cloud, or, you know, use them as inspiration. You know, I hear so many stories and I just am like, oh my gosh, this is remarkable, and I want all of it, you know, and I want to experience all of it, and it's just so cool. But then when it doesn't happen like that for you, I think you can get like a little like, oh, there must be something wrong with me, you know, like clearly like I'm not doing things right or whatever. And that's just, I think, simply not the case. It's just you kind of have to find your own rhythm and your own groove. And for me, like I'm just like every day doing something different, being flexible, being open-minded, trying different techniques, and just keeping my brain like really kind of like really fertile for like new stuff. You know, I think that's it. So this is a lot longer than I thought. This is gonna be like a quick little update on me. But anyways, I do think it is important to talk about kind of the moments of setback and the not so like, wow, powerful stories, because it's just a part of the process. And a huge shout out to Mike from Phase Evolution, because one time in something that he did, he said that the biggest piece of advice that he could give is to love the process. And boy, is that right? Love the process, love the hard work, love the getting up at the middle of the night, love the, you know, researching stuff, and love the hearing stories and trying different techniques and breathing techniques and trying to sit still and everything. Love it all, because there's just a lot of setback. So anyways, I hope that this helps somehow, and I'll talk to you soon.